Brett asks, what were your top 10 movies of 2017?
Oh, my top 10 movies of 2017?
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't know about 10, but I'll tell you some of my top ones. I really, out of all the live action, all the superhero movies, I really love Thor Ragnarok. That was my favorite superhero movie that came out. That was my favorite superhero. Get Out is definitely, like, oh my god, like, so fucking good. Like, Get Out is just, like, so on point. It's really killer. I love Mother. I love Mother. I almost like it just to, like, piss other people off. Like, that's, I don't know. I like it. I really like it, but then the fact that people just, like, are shitting on it so bad, like, makes me like it even more. So I love Mother. For animated movie, I would say Lego Batman was my favorite movie of the year.
Lego Batman!
Yeah, I really loved Lego Batman. And for my sci-fi movie of the year, I would go with Blade Runner 2049. Blade Runner 2049 was really beautiful. It's a worthy sequel to the original. And I think it's so pretty. It's just so pretty. It was just so pretty.
Chris Halliburton says, where's Beans? She's right behind you.
Right behind me. Here. Right here. There's a little Beans right there. So, she's just hanging out. And yeah, that's kind of, that's my list. It's not 10, but, that's a good list, I think.
What was the best one of all of this?
What was the best one of all of these?
If you had to watch one right now, what would you pick?
If I had to watch one right now, which one would I pick? I think that I would pick Get Out.
Oh.
I think I'd pick Get Out because I really like Get Out because I really love horror movies, but I can't really say that I love horror movies anymore because all the horror movies that come out are fucking trash. Like, there's just, like, nothing but trash. And every time someone's like, watch this, and then I watch it, I'm like, this is trash. Like, this is nothing. And so Get Out was, like, one of the first really just amazing new concept horror movies that came out that has something to say. It has a message besides just being like, oh, we're chopping up people. Like, it taps into real horrors. It's talking about real things. And it was so just expertly done. The humor in it was so good too. I mean, like, I really loved, like, you could definitely, yeah, it was just, I really loved it. I really loved it. So that one was a huge hit for me.
Ted asks if you've seen Black Mirror.
Black Mirror. I haven't seen the new episodes yet, and I have to actually, there's a couple season 3 episodes that I have to finish too, so I'm a little behind on season 3, and then I haven't started season 4, but I have seen the San Junipero one. I've seen some stuff, so yeah. I haven't seen Lady Bird yet. Let's see, what movie did I hate? If I have to say my most least, I don't know, movie that I liked least, I would say, what was that fucking movie I threw up at?
I don't know.
What's the movie I threw up at? Everybody got mad at me because I said I was high in the video.
Beats me. You threw up at a movie?
Yeah,
Ask the internet. Maybe
help me out, internet. It's been a long year.
You've been drinking, too.
It's been a long year. Let me get some of this water going. Oh! King Arthur. King Arthur sucked.
Was it The Mummy?
King Arthur sucked. No, I think King Arthur's worse than The Mummy. King Arthur was worse than The Mummy for me.
Oh, everybody says it was King Arthur, so I guess that's confirmed.
Yeah, it was King Arthur. That one sucked. I mean, I don't think, like, even if I wasn't, like, too high on an edible and I went and saw it, I think it would still fuck me up. Like, I think I would still get sick, because I do get motion sickness, and all that shaky cam shit is just, like, not good. Like, it's too much. So, yeah. Oh, The Void. Was that from this year?
Mm-hmm.
The Void was trash. I didn't like The Void. That was like, my sister was like, oh, you should watch The Void. Oh, you'll like it. And then I was like, okay. And then I watched it and I was like, this is fucking balls. Like, are you kidding me? And then I think she got upset. Like, I was such a downer on her. She was like, fine, I'll never fucking ask you to watch anything ever else again. Like,
so why did you piss off everybody on the internet that day?
Oh, well, because I admitted to, like, being stoned when I watched a movie, and then everyone was like, everyone's really square about marijuana. I forget that, like, it's not legal all over
Wait,
the other
you reviewed
country.
a movie on drugs?
Well, no, I went to the movie on drugs.
Oh.
And, well, I didn't want to see it in the first place, and I was like, well, I'm not going to go sober if I do
What kind of a movie reviewer are you?
I'm not a movie reviewer. I'm just a fun asshole on the internet who talks about them, and people just listen for some... It's not... I'm not, like, I didn't go to a movie reviewer school. So... Yeah.
Do they have movie reviewer school?
But yeah, everybody's I didn't know how much people are square about fucking weed. I didn't know that. I was like, oh, because I'm in LA, like, nobody gives a fuck. Like, nobody gives a fuck. You can smoke out on the fucking street and nobody fucking says shit to you. Like, it's, I mean, you gotta be, like, somewhat kind of chill about it, but, like, it's real. Like, cops will not fucking stop you. They will not. Like, I've had cops give me my weed back and be like, here, take this, get out of my face. You know, it's like, it's crazy out here. Nobody cares. And so I forget that. And so I forget how square everybody is. And everyone's like, oh, drinking is totally fine. Oh, that's so crazy you're drinking. But then if you smoke weed, it's like, oh, God, you're a fucking drug addict, you know? And it's like, it's the same shit. Like, getting stoned, drinking a beer, like, getting drunk, like, you're getting inebriated. Like, it's just a little bit of a different flavor of inebriation. So, yeah. So I get a lot of people were upset about that. Yeah. Anyways, we gotta go to our next thing. Let's talk about Bright.
All right.
Let's talk about Bright, guys. Get ready for our next live. We're going live to the live to talk about Bright. All right, guys. Now let's take a moment to talk about Bright.
Oh, the Netflix movie.
Yeah, they're trying to get in on that fucking game. They've been doing a lot of shows, but now they're trying to get in on kind of bigger movies as well. And it's a really interesting development for them. I've been following Netflix since the beginning. I was literally working in the mall, handing out flyers to people, telling them, have you heard about Netflix, like when I was a girl.
Oh,
so
you used to work for Netflix?
Well, no, I worked for Suncoast Video in the mall. And they were having me work for Netflix. Yeah.
That was before Netflix was on the internet?
Oh, yeah. You had to get the discs in the mail. I was telling people about the discs. And I've actually been a customer of Netflix since then. I mean, I have used their service, and I've been really interested in them. And I've been loving their ascent. I'm really excited where they're going.
Well, what'd you think about this movie?
So for this movie, I thought it was all right. You know, I think it's a good first entry. I think that they should maybe hire a better director. I don't know if David Ayers is the one I would bet all my ponies on.
You didn't like the director?
No, I'm not a big fan of David Ayers. I don't know if he's a really...
But David Ayers wrote Training Day, which is a very beloved, highly regarded movie.
Exactly. He wrote Training Day. He didn't direct it. And, like, I don't know if I believe in him necessarily as a director. I think that he's a clever guy. I think he's got some good script writing stuff. I don't think that he shouldn't be working in movies, but I just don't know if he was the right pony, like, for this one.
Wrong pony. Okay, so what is the movie about?
So, Bright is essentially if you mixed Training Day with, like, Lord of the Rings, okay? So now you have, like, orcs.
What? Those don't go together.
Yeah, you have orcs and elves and fairies and shit like that going on. But you also have this cop, and you have this cop and his partner who's the first orc cop. And orcs are not necessarily cops usually because they're fucking orcs or assholes. And so you have Will Smith and his orc fucking partner, and, like, they have to do some shit, and, like...
So it's like a world as if the Lord of the Rings medieval times with orcs and fairies and elves had evolved to modern day?
Well, as if they had been transported into our world and then now they were just integrated and living in Los Angeles. Which I live in Los Angeles, so I liked the fact that the movie was set in Los Angeles. Like, I thought it was cool because you see all the different, like, LA shit going on, which I'm into. But
how was the movie? Bright. Did you like it or not?
I did. I liked it. I thought it was all right. I don't know why people are panning it so hard.
Well, it has a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean, I don't know. It's not perfect, but I don't think it deserves, like, to be called the worst movie of the year by any stretch of the imagination. Downsizing is the worst fucking movie of the year. I couldn't finish like that shit. Like, that shit sucked. Whatever. But I will say something. Another thing that I loved about Bright is that I know a lot of people who worked on the movie, and I thought that the orcs looked fucking amazing. There were so many practical effects in this movie, and it really made me really excited to see all these amazing practical effects. And I just, like, Studio ADI did a lot of the orc work, and I just want to like give a shout out to a few of the people.
Orc work.
Yeah, orc work. I'm so excited to see Jared Gunther. He worked on this, and I love him. I've been to his house. I have watched, like, Manborg at his house. There's, like, so many cats there. Like, they take care of, like, all these fucking cats. And, like, he has, like, tortoises and shit, and it's, like, so fucking awesome.
You just like the movie because you have friends that worked on it. You're bragging.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I also know Mikey Rotella. He's awesome. I've met him a few times. He's a fucking cool guy. And he makes, like, the sickest fucking masks. And he made this Jaws mask that, like, I really wanted really bad. Like,
bragging.
he's so good. And then also, Tim Martin. I'm so excited. Tim Martin was somebody who has actually sculpted for me. I've had him sculpt my Duke Leto, or I had him sculpt my Leto, or I had him sculpt my God Emperor Leto II for my cosplay. So I've had a guy who worked on Bright actually worked on my calendar. Tim Martin is so awesome. He's such a fucking sick sculptor. Like, he's such a good sculptor.
Oh, wow. So it sounds like there was a lot of practical effects in this movie, and normally they use too much CGI, so...
Yeah, so I was really fucking pumped to see how much fucking practical was in this, and I think that this is a really cool world, and I think that they continue to... I think this is a really cool world, and that they could expand it, you know? I think it's pretty interesting. I just like watching Netflix, seeing what the fuck they're doing. Like, good for them.
Okay, well, so now we'll take questions from the internet about Bright. Netflix is Bright.
Let's do it!
Ask her anything.
Hi, guys. Hey. So we're back. Live. From our live segment to our next live segment. So.
What happened to our music?
Oh, shit. Yeah, my shit's like dying, so I was like turning it off for a minute. Let me get my music back on. You're right. There we go. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
No,
we're gonna take some questions about the next movie.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of David Ayers. I mean, obviously I didn't like Suicide Squad. I wasn't into that, and so, you know, I don't know, like, it's just him kind of doing like some Training Day stuff, and I don't know, he's not the best director, but he's okay. Like, I mean, I think he might be growing. We'll see. I would, however, like to read the original script. I have not read the original script, but I heard that it was changed a lot. It was like David changed it a lot, and so I would like to kind of read that and see that, because I remember hearing online that it was in a really amazing script. So yeah, and Joel Edgerton was so good. He was really good. I was like really into Joel Edgerton's performance as like the orc partner, and he didn't have the tusks and shit. I wanted to see more about the centaurs. I mean, there's centaurs, like, there's horse girls in our real world. I mean, if there were centaurs, like, I don't know, man. Like, I think that's a whole interesting idea. There's a lot of places you can go with that. So yeah. You know, as for the Landa situation, right now there's just kind of, there's not really one, like, somebody hasn't come out with, like, a clear accusation. It's just been like, oh, my friend heard this or something. It's been very undefined, and so I think we have to wait until, like, a real something drops. Nothing really has, so you can't really, you know, so that's that. I mean, it was good to see Will Smith. I haven't seen him in a long time. I actually recently watched Men in Black, and fuck, Men in Black holds up. I was, like, so impressed by Men in Black. I was really impressed by Men in Black. Couldn't believe it. And then, what else? The elves were hot. I'd be in Elf Town. I'd be hanging out with those motherfucking elves, you know what I'm saying? Like, the elves are like fucking, they're like vampires, except like not sucking people's blood. They're like nice vampires, but they're still kind of vampires, where they're like pale and beautiful and age really slowly and have all this money, and they have this aristocracy element to them. And then, yeah, and I've seen a lot of people being like, I don't know what, like, I feel like maybe, I don't know why it's getting, like, I've heard critics are saying it's the worst movie of the year, and it's like, this is not the worst movie of the year. Like, it's not the best movie of the year, but it's certainly not the worst movie of the year, and
Is it watchable?
Yeah, of course it's watchable. I watched the whole thing. I didn't watch Downsizing. Like, I sat there, I watched it, I enjoyed it,
So
I had a good time.
It was better than Downsizing?
Well, yeah, it was way better than Downsizing. Way better than Downsizing. And I'm just really excited for Netflix. Like, I love that Netflix has been disrupting the market, and I want to see more disruption. I want to see
Is this
Netflix
their first
fuck
movie?
it up. Yeah, this is their first big movie. It's their first movie, like, big movie deal, you know, where they have, like, big stars and they're, you know, fucking getting it all together. And so, yeah. So it was like, that's rad. Camden King asks, Dirk Gently was great this year. I did watch the first season. I really enjoyed the first season. The first half of it's really batshit, but then everything connects. It all comes together by the end of it, and you're like, okay, you got me. Like, I was unfairly being bitchy, and then by the end of it, you're like, ah, fuck. I have not watched season 2 yet because I'm behind on everything. I haven't watched I haven't watched, like I said, Twin Peaks. I haven't watched Mr. Robot. I haven't finished Curb Your Enthusiasm. I haven't done whatever the fuck else I'm supposed to watch. Like, I don't know. We'll see. So...
You better get busy.
Yeah. So, yeah, Elf. But Elf Girl's, you know, it's cool. I think it worked pretty well, though. I was, like, I like the orc fucking community, like, hanging out. I like seeing that orc girl. It was, like, they're all thugged out and shit. Like, I was like, that was really cool. I thought it was really cute. Because orcs, everyone's like, oh, it's just this allegory for black people. I'm like, no, it's an allegory for orcs. Like, there are black people in the movie. Like, this is about, like, if orcs were a real thing, it's like, you have to translate them into our world. And it's like, yeah, they don't hang out in luxury places. That's where the elves would be. They would be, like, hanging out on the streets, because, like, that's what orcs are about. Like, that's, like, their whole thing. Like, they're earthy, you know? The elves are air-based. They're, like, those guys are, like, earth-based, you know? They're, like, into that.
Yarnball asks if you've watched Ash vs. the Evil Dead.
I watched some of the first Ash vs. the Evil Dead, like, some of the first episodes, but I didn't finish the first season, and I haven't watched the rest of it. I don't really watch a lot of shows. I watched, like, Game of Thrones this year, and most of Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's about it.
No, you're pretty behind.
I know. I want to watch Mindhunter, actually. I've heard that's really good.
Your New Year's resolution in 2018 should be to watch more shows and keep up.
I know. I need to keep up. I know. But you guys, like, how do you expect me to, like, run all this stuff and do all this? It's just too much. Like, there's too much media coming out at me. I can't keep up with all of it. I mean, there's just, like, way too much going on.
That's true. And when's the last time you talked about comic books?
I know, and I did just read the new Marvel Phoenix Resurrection #1. So far, I'm impressed. I also read the X-Men Grand Design. And that, I was like, okay, this is like, I'm into this. Like, it's not, there was a couple things I was like, oh, I would have done it like this because I'm an asshole. But, like, generally, overall, it's really great. And I'm really happy that they're doing it. And I think it's a really great fucking idea. Like, so it's like, keep going. So excited. It's really good. That one was good. So, I've been reading Snot Girl. Snot Girl's been, like, comic that I've been reading all year. I really love Snot Girl. It's, like, my super fave. But yeah, the Phoenix Resurrection, like, we'll see. Like, I just wish that they could do something else with Jean Grey. We don't need Teen Jean, because we have Teen Jean right now. Like, the original Jean Grey died in, like, Grant Morrison's run on X-Men when he did New X-Men. And, like, that's when he killed off the Jean Grey that was resurrected in, like, 1984 or 85 or something. And so she lived until then, in, like, early 2000s, mid-2000s, and then she's come back as a teenager now, and they've done some really interesting things with her character that I really liked, but then I'm, like, just sad where I'm like, oh, fuck, now they're just gonna go back to the Phoenix, like, great, like, and, whatever. But by the way, shameless plug, you should watch my Epic History X-Men Volume 1, 2, and 3. Volume 1 is all about the X-Men when they came out in the 60s and then when they became huge in the 70s. And then parts 2 and 3 are all about the Phoenix Saga and the Dark Phoenix Saga. So if you've got 2 hours, I can explain to you the entire fucking Phoenix Saga from the comic books, okay? Like, the actual source material. We do voiceovers, we, like, show, like, panels and do animated stuff, like... It's great. It's great. It's really good. You'll really like it. And people are always like, oh my god, you made me cry at the scene. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I did, because it's so good.
You're bragging.
So, yeah. I know. And I'm proud of it. I'm proud of what I did. And, yeah. Iceman is gay now, actually. Young teen Iceman is gay. I think old Iceman is still... He's never... I don't think he's died. Or if he has, I don't know. Whatever the fuck. He's Bobby Drake. There's 2 Bobby Drakes. There's older Bobby Drake, and then there's younger Bobby Drake. Younger Bobby Drake is gay. Older Bobby Drake is like, I don't really know. I'm kind of figuring it out. So, it's kind of interesting.
Are you reading DC Comics now?
Didn't I pick up something from DC? What did I pick up? Oh, gosh, I can't remember. Oh, Batman. Yeah, I did start reading Batman. Duh, I'm so stupid. I'm drunk.
You've been drinking.
I know. No, I picked up Batman because he got engaged to Catwoman. And so I've been wanting Catwoman and Batman to get together for a long time. So I was like, oh, you're doing that? Okay. So I came and I got a bunch of them, and I haven't, like, read all.
Batman is getting married?
Yeah, yeah. And it's, like, about time, dude. Like, you've had like, you need a girl in your life. Like, he's had, like, dudes in his life for too long. Like, that's... You have to balance it out. So, I'm really excited. So I bought those, and I've been reading them, and, like, they're okay. Like, I'm not... We'll see. It's still happening. It's still developing. They aren't actually married. They're just engaged right now, so we'll see how it goes. But let's go to our next segment, where we're going to talk about Star Wars: The Last Jedi. You guys have been waiting.
This is a big deal.
Whoa. Holy shit. Star Wars: The Last Jedi, guys. Bye.